Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the headlines. The monsoon session of Parliament begins with special arrangement in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu puts forth his views on various subjects. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says many important decisions and debates will happen in this session. Harivansh elected Deputy Chairman for the second consecutive time after resolution passed in his favour by voice vote. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and members of all political parties congratulate him upon his election. Chairman Naidu lauds the services being rendered by frontline COVID warriors, praises their dedication, courage and selflessness. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says India collectively stood up to fight the virus and successfully blunted its progression. On the first day of the session, 15 newly elected members from 10 states take oath, many in their mother tongues. Upper House also pays tributes to former President Pranab Mukherjee and other sitting and former members who passed away. And Parliament noted to two bills for a medical education system that improves access to quality and affordable medical education in the country. Both bills were passed by Rajya Sabha earlier. The 18-day monsoon session of Parliament began on Monday with unprecedented precautions against the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has issued instructions to senior officials of the Secretariat to not be complacent and to strictly adhere to the guidelines specified. In his customary remarks delivered before the start of the Parliament session, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed hope that all MPs will give an unequivocal message that the country stands with its soldiers.
For the first time ever, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha held sittings in two different shifts. Compulsory wearing of masks, entry for only COVID-negative individuals are some of the striking points of this year's monsoon session. In his customary remarks delivered before the start of the Parliament session, Prime Minister Modi expressed hope that all MPs will give an unequivocal message that the country stands with our soldiers.
कोरोना भी है, कर्तव्य भी है और सभी सांसदों ने कर्तव्य का रास्ता चुना है। इस सत्र में कई महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय होंगे, अनेक विषयों पर चर्चा होगी और हम सबका अनुभव है कि लोकसभा में जितनी ज्यादा चर्चा होती है, जितनी गहन चर्चा होती है, जितनी विविधताओं से भरी चर्चा होती है, उतना सदन को भी, विषय वस्तु को भी और देश को भी बहुत लाभ होता है। सेना के जवानों के पीछे देश खड़ा है, संसद और सांसद सदस्यों के माध्यम से खड़ा है, पूरा सदन एक स्वर से देश के वीर जवानों के पीछे खड़ा है। ये बहुत ही मजबूत संदेश भी ये सदन देगा, सभी माननीय सदस्य देंगे।
While on the first day of the session on Monday, the Lok Sabha sitting was held from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Rajya Sabha sat in the evening from 3 p.m. On the rest of the days, Rajya Sabha will sit for 4 hours in the morning and Lok Sabha in the evening. 0 hour has been shortened while there will be no question hour. The government has listed 23 new legislations for consideration and passage, including 11 bills replacing ordinances during the session. 20 more bills are pending in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Chambers of both houses and the galleries are being used for the sittings, and big screens allow members to see the proceedings from all locations. Ahead of the session, all MPs underwent COVID tests.
Rajya Sabha on Monday re-elected JDU MP Harivansh as Deputy Chairman of the Upper House by voice vote. Harivansh's name was proposed by BJP President and Party MP JP Nadda. Leader of the House, Thawar Chand Gehlot, seconded it.
सभापति जी, मैं जगत प्रकाश नड्डा आपके अनुमति से ये प्रस्ताव करता हूं कि श्री हरिवंश जी को राज्यसभा का उपसभापति चुना जाए।
Later, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu announced Harivansh's name. The opposition had fielded Manoj Jha, an RJD member.
I rarely see Harivansh ji without a smile on his face. That's a great quality in conducting the proceedings of the House in spite of even grave provocations at times. I once again extend my best wishes to Harivansh ji. I am sure he continues to serve this august House with the same zeal, tenacity and vigor that is worthy of stature and dignity of this House.
आप सबके सौजन्य से यह दायित्व हमें मिला है, आभारी हूं। गोदे मुराहरी ने जब यह पद संभाला तो उन्होंने कहा था कि मुझे डर लग रहा है। ऐसी हालत मेरी है, ऐसे लोगों के बीच हूं मैं जिनका संसदीय जीवन बहुत लंबा और समृद्ध है, पर वही मेरी ताकत है। जब भी ऐसे क्षण पहले भी आए और आगे भी आएंगे, रूल्स और प्रोसीजर से कैसे आगे बढ़े, वही सारे माननीय लोग मिलकर हमें रास्ता बताते हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Harivansh for his re-election. Members of Parliament from various political parties also congratulated Harivansh.
मैंने महसूस किया है हरिवंश जी के लिए जो सम्मान और अपनापन मेरे मन में है, इन्हें करीब से जानने वाले लोगों के मन में है, वही अपनापन और सम्मान आज सदन के हर सदस्य के मन में भी है। ये भाव, ये आत्मीयता हरिवंश जी की अपनी कमाई हुई पूंजी है।
बहुत कम समय में इस पद पर रहकर सभी दलों के जो प्रतिनिधि इस सदन में हैं, उनके साथ न्याय करने का पूरा प्रयास किया है। वो बहुत ही बड़े विद्वान हैं, लेखक हैं और इस फील्ड से जो आते हैं उनके लिए सभी बराबर होते हैं।
आज तो हिंदी दिवस है और आज शुभ दिन है। आप एक महान पत्रकार भी है। So this is a good day. You have got elected, re-elected to this as the deputy chairman. Harivansh ji and I have a long history of being neighbors, because today also he is sitting in a temporary seat, I am sitting in a temporary seat. Again we are neighbors.
उपसभापति महोदय जो चयनित हुए हैं हरिवंश जी, ये कभी भी मामला दो व्यक्तियों का नहीं था, कभी भी नहीं, और कभी भी मामला व्यक्तियों का नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि व्यक्ति विमर्श में मुद्दे छूट जाते हैं। दो प्रस्थापनाओं के बीच की बात थी। अच्छा हुआ कि मध्य रास्ते हमने रुक करके ये तय किया कि एक यहाँ मिलन मंदिर है जहां बातचीत हो सकती है। ये लोकतंत्र की सबसे खूबसूरत चीज है सर।
In 2018, Harivansh had defeated Congress's B.K. Hariprasad to be elected to the post for the first time. The election was necessitated as Harivansh completed his term as a member of Rajya Sabha earlier this year. Chairman Naidu lauded the remarkable services being rendered by the frontline warriors, including doctors, nurses, the police, paramilitary forces, sanitary workers, media personnel, and all essential service providers during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The role played by the frontline COVID warriors, including doctors, nurses, other medical staff, police, paramilitary forces, sanitary workers, media, essential service providers, etc. during this period has been exceptionally remarkable. These warriors have worked day in, day out with utmost dedication, courage and selflessness to ensure that the impact of the COVID-19 is minimal for which they deserve our appreciation.
The 15 newly elected or re-elected members of the Rajya Sabha from 10 states made and subscribed oath or affirmation on Monday, many of them in their mother tongues. The 15 newly elected or re-elected members of the Rajya Sabha from 10 states took oath on Monday, wearing face masks and following social distancing protocols. These include independent member Ajit Kumar Bhuyan from Assam, Congress's Phulo Devi Netam from Chhattisgarh, JMM chief Shibu Soren from Jharkhand, LJD's V. Shreyams Kumar from Kerala, Dr. Fauzia Khan of the NCP from Maharashtra, from Meghalaya NPP member Vanvi Roy Kharluki, DMK's Tiruchi Siva, NR Elango and Antyur P. Selvarasu from Tamil Nadu, from Telangana TRS members Dr. K. Keshava Rao and K.R. Suresh Reddy, from Uttar Pradesh BJP's Syed Zafar Islam and Jaiprakash Nishad, TMC's Arpita Ghosh and Dinesh Trivedi from West Bengal.
भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा।
Structured procedure was laid down for making the oath or affirmation of allegiance to the Constitution during the 252nd session. Unless a member has made or a subscribed oath or affirmation according to Article 99 of the Constitution, he or she will not be able to participate as a member in the proceedings of the Rajya Sabha or its committees. 45 members made oath or affirmation on July 22nd. On that day, for the first time, administration of oath was done in the chamber of the House during inter-session period. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu had decided to this effect, keeping in view resumption of meetings of the department-related parliamentary standing committees. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV. India's linguistic diversity was also on display in the upper house as members took oath in varied languages. Chairman Naidu has always motivated members to speak in their mother tongue for the upper house of parliament to have a wider reach. Members made oath or affirmation in different languages: Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, Bengali, Assamese and English.
राज्य सभेचे सदस्य म्हणून निवडून आले असल्याने
பற்று உறுதியும் கொண்டிருப்பேன் என்றும் இந்தியாவின் இறையாண்மையையும்
உண்மையான பற்றார்வமும் பற்றுறுதியும் கொண்டிருப்பேன் என்றும்
நான் இப்போது ஏற்கவிருக்கும் கடமையினை
সত্য নিষ্ঠার সহিত প্রতিজ্ঞা করিতেছি যে বিধি দ্বারা স্থাপিত ভারতের সংবিধানের প্রতি আমি অকৃত্রিম নিষ্ঠা ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব।
Rajya Sabha now has facility for simultaneous interpretation in all 22 Indian languages after the addition of 5 more languages. This became possible after Chairman Naidu inducted a new panel of interpreters. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Rajya
Sabha proceedings were adjourned for an hour as a mark of respect to former President Pranab Mukherjee and 3 sitting members who passed away in the inter-session period. The upper house also lamented the demise of former members. The upper house paid glowing tributes to former President Pranab Mukherjee.
Sri Mukherjee was awarded Padma Vibhushan for his exceptional and distinguished service in the field of public affairs in 2008 and the Bharata Ratna for exceptional service of the highest order in the field of public affairs in 2019. He was also conferred the Best Administrator in India award in 2011. In the passing away of Sri Pranabda, the country has lost an adept administrator, an astute politician, an outstanding parliamentarian, a erudite scholar and a visionary statesman.
The chairman also read out obituary references for sitting members Beni Prasad Verma, MP Virendra Kumar and Amar Singh.
Honorable members, during the intersession period, 3 of our sitting members, namely Beni Prasad Verma, Sri MP Virendra Kumar and Sri Amar Singh.
The Rajya Sabha also remembered the contribution of former members who passed away recently. Members observed silence as a mark of respect to the departed souls. Chairman Naidu then adjourned the proceedings of the House for 1 hour as a mark of respect for the memory of those departed.
As a mark of respect to the memory of the departed, the House stands adjourned for 1 hour and will be reassembling.
Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV. The Lok Sabha was also adjourned for an hour after paying tributes to former President Pranab Mukherjee, 1 sitting MP and 13 former parliamentarians who passed away recently. The first of its kind monsoon session being held amid the COVID-19 pandemic saw members sporting masks and also following social distancing guidelines while attending the proceedings.
As soon as the lower house assembled for the first time since the coronavirus outbreak, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla paid tributes to departed leaders and the security personnel who laid down their lives while protecting the nation since March. Birla also remembered corona warriors like doctors, nurses, sanitation workers, police personnel and voluntary workers who died while fighting the pandemic. The House also paid tributes to former President Pranab Mukherjee, Congress MP H. Vasantha Kumar, Pandit Jasraj and 13 former parliamentarians who passed away recently.
मुझे सभा को भारत के पूर्व राष्ट्रपति और भारत रत्न श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी के दुखद निधन के बारे में सूचित करना है। माननीय सदस्यगण, मुझे सभा को अपने साथी श्री एच वसंत कुमार और विख्यात गायक पंडित जसराज तथा 13 पूर्व संसद सदस्यों की दुखद मृत्यु के बारे में भी सूचित करना है।
The Speaker then adjourned the House for an hour.
On day one of the monsoon session, Parliament gave its nod to two bills that propose a medical education system that improves access to quality and affordable medical education in the country. Both bills had been passed by Rajya Sabha earlier. The nod from the lower house to the two proposed legislations means that they are set to become laws after getting formal approval from President Ramnath Kovind.
Lok Sabha on Monday passed the National Commission for Homeopathy Bill and the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Bill. The proposed legislations promote equitable and universal healthcare that encourages community health perspective and makes services of such medical professionals accessible to all citizens. Moving the bill for consideration and passing, Union Health Minister Harshvardhan said, the proposed laws will help in better administration of homeopathy and Indian system of medicines.
जो आज दो बिल यहाँ चर्चा के लिए लाए गए, इनके संदर्भ में मुझे इतना कहना है कि ये बहुत विस्तार से डिस्कशंस के बाद इनको बनाने के बाद राज्यसभा में लाया गया था। वहाँ इनको डिपार्टमेंट रिलेटेड स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को भेजा गया। उनकी रिकमेंडेशंस में से भी 14 रिकमेंडेशंस को मानने के बाद इसको वापस कैबिनेट में लाया गया। कैबिनेट में लाने के बाद वहाँ से प्रस्तावित होकर ये दोबारा राज्यसभा में गया और राज्यसभा में विस्तार से चर्चा के बाद इन दोनों बिलों को यूनानिमसली पास करने के बाद आज ये दोनों बिल लोकसभा के सामने आए हैं।
Some opposition members from the Congress and the Trinamool Congress protested against the bill, saying the centre needed to undertake wider consultation.
I really believe the government fails in its objective to promote the Indian systems of medicine through
the National Commission for Homeopathy Bill and the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Bill facilitate maintenance of a medical register of homeopathy and Indian system of medicine and enforce high ethical standards in all aspects of medical services. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Speaking on the opening day of the monsoon session in the Lok Sabha, Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that India has collectively stood up to fight the novel coronavirus and successfully blunted its aggressive progression. He added that the government is taking all measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and informed the House that India is well prepared to tackle the surging COVID-19 cases with sufficient PPE kits, N95 masks and other facilities. He also lauded the government's decision to timely impose a nationwide lockdown, saying that it helped in preventing around 37 to 38,000 deaths and 14 to 29 lakh cases of COVID-19.
It has been estimated that this decision prevented approximately 14 to 29 lakh cases and 37 to 78,000 deaths. Further, these 4 months were utilized to create additional health infrastructure, enhance human resource, and produce within India critical elements such as PPEs and N95 masks and ventilators.
Time for a short break here. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Vishal Dahiya, at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for giving equal respect to all languages and emphasized that no language should be either imposed or opposed. Addressing an online event organized by Madhuban Educational Books on the occasion of Hindi Divas 2020, the Vice President said that all our languages have a rich history and we should be proud of our linguistic diversity and cultural heritage. Mentioning that Mahatma Gandhi had founded the Dakshin Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabha in the year 1918, the Vice President emphasized that Hindi and other Indian languages should be seen as complementary to each other. Noting that education in one's mother tongue would necessitate the easy availability of good books in Hindi and other Indian languages, the Vice President said publishing houses will have an important role to play in this.
महात्मा जी और डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद द्वारा सुझाया मार्ग ही हमारा भाषाई को एकता को सुदृढ़ कर सकता है। हमें अपनी भाषाई विविधता पर गर्व होना चाहिए। इसलिए हम कहते हैं विविधता में एकता, भारत का विशेषता, अलग भाषा अलग वेश फिर भी अपना एक देश। हमारी सभी भाषाओं का समृद्ध साहित्यिक इतिहास रहा है। हमारी भाषाएं हमारा सांस्कृतिक धरोहर है।
India observes 14th of September every year as Hindi Divas. It was on this day in 1949 that the Constituent Assembly adopted Hindi, written in Devanagari, as the official language of the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, various other ministers and leaders greeted the nation on Hindi Divas. Here's a detailed report.
India celebrated Hindi Day or Hindi Divas on Monday to commemorate adoption of Hindi in Devanagari script as an official language of India. The day aims at propagating the use of Hindi language in daily life. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended his best wishes to the people on Hindi Divas. In a tweet, he congratulated the many linguists who contributed to the development of Hindi. Home Minister Amit Shah also expressed his gratitude to those contributed to strengthening the Hindi language. Shah said the greatest strength of Hindi is its scientificness, originality and simplicity.
हिंदी के सबसे बड़ी शक्ति इसकी वैज्ञानिकता, मौलिकता, सरलता, सुबोधता और स्वीकार्यता भी है। हिंदी भाषा की विशेषता है कि इसमें जो बोला जाता है वो ही लिखा जाता है। इस मौके पर मैं देश के युवाओं को भी कहना चाहता हूं कि जब स्थानीय भाषा में बोलने वाला साथी हो तब और कोई भाषा का प्रयोग न करते हुए भारतीय भाषाओं के प्रयोग का आग्रह रखिए।
Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said on Twitter that Hindi language has played a key role in establishing unity in diversity, while underscoring the role of language in the social, political and cultural landscape of a country. Hindi is recognized as the fourth most spoken language in the world. The government has taken several steps to promote the Raj Bhasha. It is also well received on international forums. A pioneer in this respect was former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, whose address to the United Nations General Assembly is widely recalled. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
BJP President JP Naidu on Monday launched a week-long campaign to mark the 70th birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that falls on the 17th of September. The campaign, named Seva Sapta, was launched at Chaproli village in Gautam Budh Nagar district of western Uttar Pradesh. Speaking at the event, JP Naidu said, the prime focus of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's life and his journey has been serving the people. That's why the BJP is observing this week as Seva Sapta. Party workers will take up cleanliness and plantation drives, blood and plasma donations across all districts in the country.
हम लोगों ने तय किया है 70 साल है, इसलिए हर एक जिले में 70 स्थानों पर स्वच्छता का कार्यक्रम होगा। 70 जगहों पर फल वितरण का कार्यक्रम होगा। हॉस्पिटल में जा करके हमारे मरीजों के लिए उनकी देखभाल करने का काम होगा। 70 स्थानों पर 70 कम से कम ब्लड डोनेशन का कार्यक्रम हो और ब्लड डोनेशन में भी प्लाज्मा डोनेशन का काम हो, इसको हम लोगों ने संकल्प लिया है।
The one-day session of the Delhi Assembly was held on Monday. The House paid homage to the 20 army personnel killed in a clash with Chinese troops in the Galwan Valley in Ladakh. Speaker Ram Nivas Goyal read the condolence message for former President Pranab Mukherjee, saying an era of Indian politics had ended with his death. Satyendra Jain, the Minister of Health and PWD, tabled the Delhi Goods and Services Tax Amendment Bill 2020 in the absence of Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. The three-day monsoon session of the Tamil Nadu Assembly also commenced on Monday amidst demand by the opposition DMK for a ban on the national eligibility cum entrance test in the state. The session was held at the Kalainar Auditorium due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Obituary references were made to former President Pranab Mukherjee, DMK MLA J. Anbagan, who died of COVID-19, and all those in the state who had succumbed to the virus. Chief Minister E. Palaniswamy, his deputy O. Pannirselvam, DMK Chief Stalin, and all MLAs underwent the COVID-19 test. A look now at the COVID-19 situation across the country. India reported another day of over 94,000 new cases and 1,136 deaths in the last 24 hours. On Sunday, while reporting a record one-day increase of over 3 lakh cases globally, the World Health Organization said the biggest increases had come from India, the United States and Brazil.
COVID-19 infections in the country surged to 48.46 lakh on Monday, after 92,071 fresh cases were reported. The death toll rose to 79,722, with 1,136 new fatalities over the last 24 hours. 77,512 people have recovered in the last 24 hours, taking the recovery rate to close to 78%. Over 9.86 lakh are active cases, while 37.8 lakh patients have recovered. The case fatality rate is 1.64%. Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh recorded the highest 24-hour surge in cases and deaths. Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu recorded more recoveries than active cases in the last 24 hours. Punjab's COVID-19 death rate is 2.96%, the highest in the country right now. The state reported 68 deaths and its highest single-day spike in cases on Sunday with over 2,600 cases. All 22 districts of Punjab are reporting new cases, a trend the state has been observing throughout the month. Out of the total 79,679 cases of infection in the state, 25,690 were reported this month. 904 people died this month. Over 57,000 people were discharged. Uttar Pradesh now has over 3 lakh people infected with the virus, while Rajasthan has crossed 1 lakh cases. 14 states now have a caseload of more than 1 lakh cases. 6 cities, Pune, New Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Thane and Chennai also have more than 1 lakh infections. Maharashtra is the worst affected state with 10.6 lakh cases, while Andhra Pradesh has the second highest caseload with 5.67 lakh cases. India has tested 5.72 crore samples so far, including 9.78 lakh on Sunday. The country is testing over 40,000 samples per million. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you for your time. Good night.